Morning, guys. Take your seats. I'm sure you're already in seats. We'll be starting probably at around 10:05. But in the meantime, we've got a poll on your screen, hopefully now. That'd be great if you could answer that. Do you think your website... actually, that's the next one. What is your current biggest struggle with your current website as it stands? If you could answer that, that would be great. We'll probably get started in around 5 minutes. Let people join. Hope you've had a good morning so far. As you can probably tell with my broad northern accent, I'm from Yorkshire, so a bit of a chilly start to the morning up this way, as always is the case. Yeah, as it says, please introduce yourself. Say hello. That would be great. Looking forward to getting stuck into this topic this morning. Should be a really good one. It was certainly a popular topic at some of the exhibitions that we expoed at last year, and we had some packed out theatres. So should be some really insightful and educational content for you all this morning. If you're just joining, guys, there's a poll on your screen. It would be awesome if you could answer that, just around what your current biggest struggle is with your website right now. Would be great if you could drop an answer onto that. Would help us to provide some further context today. Doing well. People rolling in now, which is good. I was just saying, if you've just joined, hi Jade. I know Jade well. Kieran, my old friend Kieran. Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, I was just saying, guys, if you're just joining, that this was really a really popular talk last year for us. So really excited to be sharing this with you all this morning. So lots of insightful and educational content coming your way. Probably be around 35, 40 minutes this session. I don't want to take the full hour of your time. I know everyone is busy right now trying to drive conversions and leads for the sales teams around the country. So, I won't take up the full hour. If you're just joining, say hi. That would be great. Going to start this at around 10:05. So currently 10:02. Let's give it 3 or 4 more minutes and we'll get straight into it. People still joining now, which is good. If you're just joining, please, if you could just take a little bit of time to answer the poll on your screen, that would be great. Just we would love to understand what your current biggest struggle is right now with your website as it stands. That would help us to put things further into context this morning. So please answer that. That would be great. If you're just joining, say hi. Morning, Virginia. Morning, Kate. Some good answers to the poll. Conversions is the biggest issue right now. Perfect. That sets us up nicely, or sets me up nicely for this for this next 35 to 40 minutes. Keep answering it. If you haven't answered it yet, please do. That would be great. Still got people rolling in, so we'll give it a couple more minutes before we start. If you're just joining, say hi. Hello, Andreas from Berlin. Wish I was in Berlin today rather than Yorkshire, that is for sure. Couple more minutes, guys, and we will get started. As I was just saying, sorry if you're hearing this for the third time already this morning, but this was a really popular topic at some events that we spoke at last year. So I'm really, really excited to be sharing this. What I think, I'm biased, of course, but what I think is great content and educational content for you this morning. So hopefully you agree by the end of it. got some really good stuff to share. So really excited to be sharing it this morning. We've got 1 minute. Let's wait 2 more minutes. Still got people coming in. If you're just joining, please say hi. Also, please answer the poll on your screen. It would be awesome if we could find out what your biggest struggle right now is with the website. We've currently got conversions leading the way with 65%, with traffic in second at 25%. So conversions, clearly a hot topic right now. So that sets us up beautifully for this session this morning. I'm just going to give it 1 more minute. I did say 5 past start, but we've still got people coming in. So let's just give it 1 more minute. If you just join in, say hi. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Namrafa from Dublin. I know you're a client, so that's great to see clients here. And if you're just joining, please answer the poll on your screen. That would be great. And let's get started in a very short while. We'll kick off in the next 30 to 45 seconds. And we've got another poll coming your way very shortly. Morning, Stuart from Salford. Hola. Yes. I wish we were in Spain, Stuart. That is for sure. We've got an office in Spain here at Lido, and I know the weather's good over there. So I wish I was there right now, to be honest. Right, let's make a start. Got strong attendance, so let's get straight into it. Looking forward to sharing you with this, guys. It should be a good topic. So I just wanted to throw another poll on the screen if we could. Thanks for everyone who's answered the first one so far. So I've got a helper in the background. Lauren, if you could set up the next poll. Do you currently think, or who here thinks that their website right now is their best performing sales channel? I ask this at all of the talks that I do. It'd be great to find out on the screen right now who here actually thinks right now that their website is their best performing sales channel. Please answer that and we'll get straight into it. Okay. Let's go. So, hi there. I'm Brett, as you can all see. I've got extensive B2B marketing experience across roles within marketing agencies and more recently Martech. My career started in some really good marketing agencies, and then since then, in the last 4 years, I've transitioned into Martech. First of all, in marketing automation, and now most recently in conversion rate optimization. So I like to think that I'm in tune with the current insights and trends, and hopefully I can really deliver a valuable piece of content to you this morning. I am the country lead, UK country lead at Lido. I only recently joined 8 months ago. Lido is a Nordic-born business, born in Finland. It's already conquered the Nordics, and now we embark on a new chapter, if you like, as we look to grow Lido's presence in the UK. And in the last 12 months, that's seen us do that so far. We only want to carry on building that. So I'm really excited to be part of that journey. And what's Lido's mission, you may ask? Well, we're here to help our customers activate passive website visitors, convert them into customers, and start to help them to understand what their true buying behavior and their buying journey looks like. In terms of Lido and its customer base, we've got 1,000 customers worldwide, and we're helping our customers uplift conversion rates by an average of between 30 to 70%. So a huge uplift in there, and we see huge success when we implement Lido into our customers. Now, from a personal standpoint, you'll see hopefully a nice picture on the right-hand side. I'm husband just to one wife. Dad to a 7-month-year-old called Ralphie, very recent addition to our family, and also a 4-year-old cockapoo called Betsy. So always good to put a bit of personal perspective to these things. So enough about me now. Let's get into the session. I would love to kick off things with a bit of an agenda. So in the next 25 minutes or so, we're going to cover 3 big topics out there right now. How digital native buyers own all the cards, how you can win in the new digital economy, and how you can truly enable your website to convert more. And just to say, guys, before we get into the session, if anyone has any questions throughout this, please drop anything in the comments. And the second thing I'd like to mention is, in the talks last year, I was asked quite a few times to pause on several slides or several key slides because plenty of people got phones out to take pictures. So I will pause at what I think are key slides. So please feel free to take any screen grabs as we move through the session. Okay, let's get into it. The world has changed. Yes, absolutely. That is stating the obvious. Everyone sat on this webinar right now knows this. But what I'm talking about here is that the business of buying has changed, almost flipped on its head, and certainly supercharged by the COVID-19 pandemic. And if we don't evolve and change with them, we are at best going to miss out on revenue growth opportunities and at worst become irrelevant and go out of business. So what do I mean when I say that buying behavior has changed? Firstly, more than 80% of buying actions are now done online and independent from vendors. You simply cannot afford to not get your online customer experience on point. Everything that goes before a purchase must be on point. It must be right. It must be in line with the buying process, aligned to your sales process. And digital native buyers are now the norm. We know that. Everyone sat in this webinar knows that. They are the norm. And their time spent with meeting potential suppliers has collapsed. And assuming your buyers are assessing your competitors' solutions as well, which I'm sure everyone here can agree that they are, that means only 4 to 5% of their time is actually spent meeting with your sales reps during their buying process. Let that sink in. Only 4 to 5% of their time is spent in front of your sales reps. Very, very little time for the sales reps to have a much bigger influence, certainly as big as it probably would have been before the pandemic. So things before that time with the reps must be right. And sellers clearly have little opportunity now to influence customer decisions. Now, I don't know about you, but as a sales leader myself, I think this is a pretty alarming new reality. Now, I don't want you to get scared by the next slide, but it's important that I show you it. Buying journeys, as you can see on this slide, are multi-touch and non-linear and far more complex than even a few years ago. Just take a look at the slide. Look at how many tasks and look at how many different stages a buyer can be in. It's a very complex journey to sale. Now, you may think it's quite an easy journey to sale, but this truly shows that it isn't. There's much more complexity to it. But we must appreciate and empathize with the buyers on our website. Once we've got them there, we have to empathize. And we must understand that each of them will be at different stages in their buying journey, as you can see on the screen right now. So we must align that sales process and customer experience to where they are in the buying journey. We also know that B2B buyers have to complete 6 jobs to finish a purchase. 6 jobs. It's a lot of jobs. And buyers also engage in what one might call a looping process across a typical B2B purchase, which means they are revisiting one of these 6 buying jobs at least once. Now, all of this looping around and bouncing from one job to another means that buyers value the suppliers that make it easy for them to navigate the purchase process. So I'm just going to pause and ask you this question. Ask yourself, how easy are you right now making it for buyers to navigate through the noise? If you want to answer in the comments, you can. If not, no problem. But do ask yourself that question. And Gartner research also found that customers who perceive the information they receive from suppliers to be helpful in advancing across their buying jobs were 2.8 times more likely to experience a high degree of purchase ease and 3 times more likely to buy a bigger deal with less regret. So in short, the business out there that are making the process easier and helping the customers to navigate the noise are winning. The more complex the process, the business is making it harder for that consumer to purchase. We've got to make that journey seamless, easy, and customer-centric leading up to that purchase. And this is also coupled with the fact that 96% of visitors who come to your website for the first time are not ready to buy. 96%. And at best, only 10% of website visitors are actively looking for a solution. So that means that 90% of website traffic coming to your website right now, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, is passive. 90% of it is passive. It's a pretty compelling and big stat that we have to wrestle with and start to get a control of. And I ask you, why do websites continue to provide static, one-way, inefficient experiences like this one on your screen that assume the buyer is ready to make a decision there and then and have to deal with dreadful contact forms just like this one? Now, obviously, this is a bit of an extreme example for effect, of course, and I do apologize if anyone attending this is their one of their call to action forms on their websites. Hopefully not. But overall, guys, on a serious note, why expect the visitor to do all of the heavy lifting? Now, for some reason, we are very happy and hyper-conscious of creating interesting multi-sensory experiences for offline buyers. It's great. We see that every day. You will experience that every day in your everyday lives as an offline buyer. But therefore, why do we leave online visitors on their own to figure things out for themselves? It's a question I ask of all our customers that we're in front of on a daily basis. And this is the consequence of that static user experience. More than 98% of your website visitors leave without converting. Let that sink in. That is an industry average agnostic stat, but we know it's a true stat that more than 98% of your website visitors are leaving without converting. Pretty big. And we've blindly accepted this reality that for every 100 visitors to your website, on average, 98 of them will leave without converting. Now, I ask you rhetorically, who here is surprised by that stat? Throw an answer in the comments if you like. And who here has accepted that as reality? It appears, a lot of businesses that we're in conversation with on a daily basis, that has been the reality. But this can't be right. And with GDPR and privacy regulation, it's made targeted ads and messages harder or even impossible, let alone the incoming cookieless world that's likely upon us this year or into next year. So when somebody visits your website, you need to really work hard and do whatever you can to find ways to collect their first-party data and to convert them into a lead or opportunity. Because guess what? You might not get another chance. So you have to make the most of that website traffic. Once it's there, they may never come back. Usually in my talks, I ask if there's anybody from retail in the audience. If there is, please say yes or something in the comments. But I like to include this slide because we can learn a lot from bricks and mortar retail in the online world. Now, I want you to imagine you are the owner of a high street clothing store just like this one. You've put a lot of time and effort thinking about the layout, the products on display, how they are displayed. As you can see in the slide, you've even got a huge screen showing videos to inspire shoppers. There's even a bit of trendy music in the background to get you in the mood and look good. I'm showing off my dance moves there. But what is missing from this experience? If anyone could, I'm going to pause for 30 seconds. If anyone could put the answer in the comments there, while I just take a quick drink of water, can someone tell me what is missing from this experience? Perfect. Thank you, people. Personal touch. Absolutely correct, guys. Thank you for your engagement there. People to engage with you, to help you find what you need. If you're looking for something in particular, to show interest in your shopping experience and understand why you're there. This is what most of us experience on websites in our everyday worlds. Lots of lovely design, plenty of information and content, but simply nobody and nothing to interact with. Nobody to help me, nobody to ask questions to. Now, the very idea of no shopping assistants coming to help you wouldn't happen, would it? So let me ask you, why would we do this online on our websites where most people spend their time these days? And here's the situation. Say you have 100 people in your store. Let's say it's your website, and they're browsing. Actually, probably half of them have already bounced off and left your store because you know what? They haven't found what they needed quickly, and they're distracted, perhaps. And as we know, bounce rates are increasingly high. And whilst I'm no SEO expert, I do know that bounce rates definitely impact those SEO rankings. So you're now down to just 50 visitors in your store, and they're browsing. And there you are, sat at the counter with your hands crossed, not interacting with those people until two of them finally come to the counter to ask a question. This could be live chat from a website perspective, or to buy something and you switch on. Meanwhile, the rest of the people in the store are all leaving now without any interaction or understanding of what they were looking for and why they visited. And you haven't even collected any contact data from them, like their email address, their phone number, etc. So now 48 other people have now left the store. Let that sink in. So what does that mean? So at the very least, you're left with just 2 people to interact with them and hopefully do business with. Now, if you were really the owner of that store and this was your reality, you would quickly go bankrupt. I talk to CMOs every day, and they're always surprised by this stat. But let's be honest, it means they're missing out on a huge revenue opportunity. But not only that, this is what happens next. Come back to my site, website traffic. Come back to my site. Let's spend more on paid ads, getting them back to the site. Why would we do that when we just had them there? You're spending more of your time, resource, and a heck of a lot of your budget into trying to bring disengaged, passive website visitors back to your website. And in your monthly meeting with your CFO, your FD, they're questioning whether it's worth giving you more budget for yet another campaign that drives traffic and great awareness, but doesn't measurably contribute to the bottom line nearly enough. And it makes them realize that they're burning away thousands of pounds each month to drive more traffic to their website rather than focusing on activating and engaging with the website visitors that you've worked so hard to attract. And look how angry these guys look. That's our friends at Meta and Google over there. Hopefully no one from Meta or Google directly is on this webinar. Apologies if so. But on a serious note, how do you think your CFO, your FD, feels about this? Just going to take another quick pause. We've got another poll coming your way. And the question we want to ask you is, and let's be honest about this, are you guilty right now of offering a poor website experience? Just going to pause there for 30 seconds while we answer this poll. Hopefully it's coming on our screen very soon. Okay, moving into the next part of the presentation. Let's move on to discuss how you can win in the new digital economy. Some really great tips, guys, here. I'll leave the slides on for a little bit longer. We're getting into the slides now that are probably worth taking pictures of. So, Yeah, just to give you a heads up on that. Tip number 1 then, hyper-personalizing the website experience with conversations. Now, given this new reality of empowered buyers with higher expectations, we need to enable them to find what they need on our websites to help personalize their experience depending on the buying stage they are at. And engaging with your visitors in a contextually relevant conversation like we do every day in the offline world humanizes their experience. Now, the technology is now available at your fingertips to hyper-personalize that conversation and their buying experience. And as you can see on the screen, let's just run through these for a minute. For example, you can now tailor the conversation based on company demographics like revenue, industry, headcount, location. Do you want to point your ICP segments to contextually relevant content on your website? I can answer that for you. Of course you do. Why are so many businesses not doing that at this moment in time? You've got to hyper-personalize the buying experience. And you can also tailor the conversation based on visitor behavior. So based on where they have come from online, interests, UTM tags, past sessions on your website, buying stages. And finally, you can integrate your CRM data and offer a personalized conversation depending on who owns that account or company owner in your sales team and in your CRM. Now, this kind of customer centricity will help you to establish trust with your website visitors on their terms. That's the most important thing here. It's on their terms. Now, I've got some really good stats here from a website personalization perspective. So I'll just roll these on the screen now. And when talking about website personalization, these stats here clearly indicate that not only will personalization enhance your buyer's experience on your website, they will also convert and spend more. So it's really worth investing your time and budget into this. Now, personally, I think that the stat on the 68% stat on the right-hand side of the screen is pretty compelling. And it's talking about how companies are now prioritizing delivering personalized experiences as a business priority this year. My personal favorite, and I think everyone should probably take note of that. Let's move into tip number 2. Offer multiple engagement opportunities. It's time to activate that traffic. A lot of the time, websites are treated as shopping windows where you can only watch, but you can't interact with anything. People love tests, calculators, product guides, surveys, so they can make themselves familiar with your company's offering and in more interactive and fun ways. I just wanted to add a slide in here. It wouldn't be a webinar without a bit of a Ledo plug. So this is a slide that sort of does that, but it's really sort of relevant to what we're going through here. So all of this information is hugely valuable as they can track all of these conversations and gather a huge amount of intelligence on what their website visitors are interested in, whilst capturing data in a seamless way. Now, whilst you may have a bespoke service, buyers get frustrated when they aren't able to get a sense of how much that product or service is. So be upfront about price ranges if you can. Here's one of our customer case studies. One of our customers who've been with us a long time, DTech International, that sell library technology, high-end library technology. Now, the problem we solved for DTech was actually to prevent smaller inquiries going to their sales teams with better qualification. They wanted to ensure the sales teams are spending their time activating larger inquiries and leads rather than sifting through a large volume of smaller ones, which businesses are seeing daily up and down the country. And the result is that within 3 months, we reduced their live chats by around a third, a huge decrease. And we also pushed smaller leads through self-service channels and enabled their sales team to focus on selling to larger opportunities. The result, well, we increased conversions by a whopping 546% in just 3 months. So not only has that made their website their best performing sales channel, it has also enabled huge resource efficiencies. So coming back to the complex buying stages, we try to mirror what is going on within this process and help them find solutions effectively. The next slide is probably the most popular in terms of screen grabbing, just to give you a heads up. And this is how we enable your website to convert visitors, or how you should enable your website to convert website visitors, should I say. And it's 4 stages. Firstly, we identify them. Is it a first visit? Is it a returning visitor? What company does the visitor represent? What's the visitor's motivation for being here? We then move to the activate stage. We then aim to activate them with one of our many tools, as I showed you before. Help navigate and find what they are looking for. Offer personalized help at scale or live. Engage to learn more. Activate with tests. Answer frequently asked questions to remove the blockers. We then move to the convert stage. We then drive many more conversions by delivering the right message at the right time. Help the customer to choose the right product or service. Qualify your buyers. Calculate prices or estimates. A big one here, offer different conversion types. Offer a mix across the website. We then understand, in the final stage of this, we then seek to understand what the buyer's journey looks like to help you optimize this later down the line. You know, if you think about this right now, you know, honestly, how well are you understanding what your buyer journey looks like? What was the buyer's journey like? How long was it? How many touch points? What kind of touch points? What efforts contributed to the conversion? Which traffic sources attributed to the conversion? Which traffic sources convert the best, the fastest? All of this really rich information can help you to tailor your go-to-market strategy moving forward and really start to make well-informed decisions. I'll just pause on this slide for 1 second in case anyone wants to take a screen grab. And as we move to tip number 3, and I'm going to be pretty blunt here, as I am as a Yorkshireman, it's time we get our heads out of the sand. It's time to optimize. Now, conversion rate optimization is one of the most misunderstood and debated things in marketing. Many marketers think it's about where to place the call to action button, what color it is, how big it is, and how to optimize the purchase funnel. Now, these are all important, of course. I'm not sat here trying to preach they're not. But if you wish to get groundbreaking results, then you need to get your head out of the sand and realize that most of your website visitors don't convert because your website doesn't activate them. That is the real reason. The website is not activating them and enticing them into a conversation when the time is right. And your visitors will typically have 2 things on their mind. Number 1, can they solve the problem I have? Number 2, how can they do it? If you are able to address those, then it doesn't matter where your call to action button is located or what color it is and what it says. People will convert. And sales reps, as we all know, I've got sales reps in my team. They want to sell as much as possible. Of course they do. But in the empowered buyer era, they have to make every encounter with buyers that they have as meaningful as possible. Now, remember the Gartner graphic that I showed you earlier. Only 17% of buying time is spent meeting suppliers. So assuming they're also assessing your competitors' solutions as well, only 4 to 5% of their time is spent meeting with your sales reps during their buying process. Only 4 to 5%, guys. So it's oh so crucial that everything before that time they're sat with your sales reps is done right, is done the right way. And you're helping them to cut through that noise. Tip number 4, final tip. Empower your sales reps with real-time insights. Now, a big problem today is that buyers spend less time with sales reps because they don't get enough value from the experience. You can stand out from your competition by enabling them to deliver a data-empowered, contextually relevant, and meaningful conversation throughout the buying process. But you probably sat there asking, what does this look like? Well, it's knowing who's on your website and when. Start to notify your sales reps in real time. Track what their prospects are doing, what pages they are viewing, what content they are consuming. Figure out how far into the buying process they are. Are they spending a lot of time on your pricing page, for example? Give them a chance to engage directly with them on the website with live chat, perhaps. And ensure to integrate calendars to avoid email tennis trying to figure out when they can meet. All in all, bottom line, help your sales reps' lives a little bit easier, especially in this current climate, guys. With everything that's gone on in the world, it's not an easy task right now for sales reps. So make their lives a little bit easier so they can obviously stop complaining so much. Now, just to recap on what I've walked you through this morning. We now know that digital native buyers own all the cards. Buying journeys are super complex, much more than they were only a few years ago. So it's really important to be empathetic. Can you activate your visitors into a conversation or other experiences like quizzes or calculators? How easy can you make it and seamless for them to navigate the problem? That's a really big one. Really important to make it easy, make it seamless, make it customer-centric. Remember the Gartner stat, 2.8 times more likely to have gone through an easy purchase. Really big stat. Leverage the data to understand them and to determine future go-to-market strategies. Start to understand what your buyer's journey looks like, how they've made that purchase, what they did up to that purchase. Super important. If you don't have visibility of that, guys, you cannot make well-informed decisions and changes with your go-to-market strategy. So it's absolutely imperative. And finally, humanize the experience. Start to make it hyper-personalized. And most importantly, make it low friction. Now, I'm just going to end the presentation with a really good quote, or I think it is, from our friend Rob Campbell, Head of Strategy for EMEA at RGA. He said, play in the jungle, not the zoo. I won't swear. Go and meet your audience and understand them. Hear the nuance of their life and language. Go to where they live, not where you wish they lived. Now, finally, as we end this morning, I guess it's a bit of an exciting announcement. But Leader is hosting their first in-person event here in the UK. It's going to be in March at the Everyman Cinema in King's Cross in London. We have 4 great speakers, including us. We've got some other great talks. 5 reasons why your social media strategy isn't converting by Let's Run Social. The best websites are using conversion rate optimization and how are they using it to make them the best they can be by Footprint Digital, and how you can use messaging to drive conversions by Genius Marketing. We're super excited to host this event. It's totally free, so you can sign up. I think Lauren, my helper, is going to post the sign-up link in the comments, hopefully round about now. So look out for that. But there's free breakfast, coffee, tea, and refreshments available throughout the morning. Networking after if you can hang around, like-minded peers, marketing personas in the room from all sorts of industries. So we're really excited to be hosting this. And, if you want to join, please do. Attendance is limited. We've already got 75 plus signed up and the capacity is 100. So if you want to sign up, please do so now. Hopefully Lauren posted the comment. Finally, guys, thanks so much for joining me this morning. If you want a copy of the slides or anything like that, my details are here. Please let me know, and we'll be sending the recording out after as well. But hopefully this has been an insightful presentation and an educational one as well. Thanks again, guys. Hope to see you at an event soon, or indeed our conversion meetup. Have a great week and see you soon.